Condition by Todd Stalter. We wanted to go ahead and just get it going right out of the gate. It's a really cool piece of music. That featured Max Churchwell on timpani from Greenbrier High School, back in the back. Max, raise your hand for him. So the next piece we're going to do is just an absolute total direction change. This is a piece of music called The Seal Lullaby. One of my favorite composers, Mr. Whitacre, is a primarily choral composer out of California. And a few years ago, he was asked to write a piece of music for an animated movie that was somewhere along the lines of a Finding Nemo kind of story about a baby seal and his mother. So Mr. Whitacre wrote this piece of music, sent it into the production company, and after about 3 months hadn't heard anything. And he called the company back and they told him, Mr. Whitacre, we loved your piece of music. It was just absolutely incredible. But we decided to go a different direction and we're making a movie called Kung Fu Panda, which is a bit of a departure. So this piece that you'll hear is just a beautiful, beautiful lullaby from a mother to her son. We're going to feature several people on this. Luke Bewley on oboe from Dover, Meredith Ott on clarinet from Conway, Kayla Hamilton from Conway on clarinet, Lori Bell on clarinet from Russellville, and finally Miss Cassidy England on piano from Russellville. Cassidy got here yesterday afternoon. I gave her a pretty critical piano part and she's done an unbelievable job learning it in about 24 hours. So this is The Seal Lullaby by Whitacre. Okay, I have notes, but I don't think we have a solo on this one, so I think we're all right. Our next piece of music is a Spanish march called Paso Doble. And the way that I explained this piece of music to the students is I told them to think of the Zorro, the Mask of Zorro with Antonio Banderas and Catherine Zeta-Jones. And so hopefully you can hear two pretty distinct personalities in here. I tend to be a little bit more of a fan of the Catherine Zeta-Jones than the mustachy Banderas, but we'll see. So this is our march, El Palomino Noble, which the name I just forgot. So El Palomino Noble.
On behalf of ASBOA Region 9, I have a plaque that I'd like to present to Mr. Ray for his hard work over the last 2 days.
This has been an absolute blast. I'm very sincere when I tell you that I have thoroughly enjoyed spending time with the young men and women on the stage. And so there's a few people that I want to make sure that I show my appreciation to. First off, Parents, you're doing something right. And I told the students earlier before we come out that they need to find more of them to tell them about how awesome music is. Because all we see on the news are the bad things. And there's lots of bad things, but there's a whole mess of good things up here on the stage. And I am so proud of these young men and women and the way that they've worked. As a young band director, the people in this region, the teachers in this region are some of the people that I look up to the absolute most. And your children, the young men and women on stage, are so fortunate to be taught by some of the absolute masters in our profession. I told them earlier, they just go to band, and they just think that their band director is what every band director is like, and that's not the case. We are very, very, very fortunate in Arkansas, and especially in this part of the state, to have some incredible band directors. And finally, I'm so appreciative of these kids on stage. It's been a blast. I can only hope that they've had half as much fun as I have had. So, along those lines, we're about to have a whole bunch of fun right now. This last piece is unorthodox, and it's a little different. So I want to issue a quick disclaimer and tell you that I am a good old-fashioned Southern Baptist, pie-eating, mama-loving, God-fearing boy, okay? And so when you see Voodoo on your program, please don't misunderstand. We're just having a good time. It's nothing meant to be anything bad by any means at all. In fact, the piece of music was written by a man who, one of his best friends, was a missionary to South America. And one time he was asking his best friend about what the evenings were like, because she lived in a hut in the woods, and she said that as soon as the lights went out, it reminded her of the old Voodoo movies. So he wrote this piece of music along those same lines. So without giving too much away, I'm going to ask you to stay in your seat for this entire piece of music. And if that freaks you out a little bit, well then good. And we'll be done here in just a little bit. It's been an awesome weekend. Thank you so much for the time with your children. This is Voodoo.